I'm caffeinated, so that means I have about 20 minutes before needing another coffee. My name is Yarius, welcome to my channel. Today I'm gonna be talking about a custom set I made, which is called Teamfight Tactics because it's heavily based on techs, and this stems from my appreciation for TFT. I really like this game, I really appreciate the community, and this is my way of paying homage to it. My name is Yarius, I play TFT not anymore that much. I don't even stream that much today because I'm busy with PhD stuff. I'm Italian, I'm living in Germany, and I'm part of the LGBTQ plus community, which is not really prominent in TFT. But we are here, we play the game, we're trying to climb the ladder. I guess there's like a gene that if you like men, you're bad at TFT. On this note, I was watching Emily Wang stream yesterday and she managed to demote twice in a single stream. That's why she's our queen. So if you like the game, if you like what I did here in this presentation, just drop me a message on Instagram and I appreciate it. So disclaimer, of course this is a custom set, so it's all imaginary. But I've been so much into it that it's like I've played it. I'm playing it every night, every day. This is balanced, of course not because I have tested it, but because I brought back some of the previous traits, in particular mech. So maybe Kyun, can you please qualify for words with this? Thank you. Lastly, this is the only set. You only want to play this set, and trust me, don't talk if you don't know. Maybe I've been watching Soju too much, but this is a good set. We have had many sets of fantasy, elemental, spiritual inspiration. Just think about set 4, Fates, and then set 5, Good versus Evil. I wanted to bring back a bit of set 3, so like a futuristic, heavily tech-based sci-fi set. Of course, the main mechanic is around technologies. And lastly, we are welcoming to TFT never before seen champions. Corki, Ramus, Oriana, Dak, Seraphine, and before set 5.5, even Gwen and Galio. So I know this is not necessary for TFT, but I wanted to bring some context to this set. This set is based around second X-Tech or in essence, so you know there are Piltover, Zaun, cities, and they're ready to battle for technological supremacy. In the meantime, there are multiple pieces of this war. So we have in Shumir Deserts, there is the place where they harvest these crystals. You have explorers trying to find the crystals, and you also have defenders of the crystals. At the same time, like the inciting incident of this set is Victor disappearing. Well, he's dead. You will see more of why he's dead. Mainly because I needed to have the Deathsworn skins as an origin. So that's why he's dead, yeah. Then you have Singed, which is releasing his experiments on the streets. They're messing up the city. And you have the Omega Squad, which is trying to keep them under control. Meanwhile, in Piltover, there's a digital war because extra creatures are going crazy. There's like a virus making them creating havoc on the streets. And then you have the engineer Jace, which is trying to send his digital army into the net of these creatures to fight them back. Then of course we have Seraphine, which plays a huge part because she is the one who wants to bring peace between Zaun and Piltover. So she's trying to convince Heimerdinger, the professor, to bring back Victor. So they build a time machine, and in the meantime there are some voices that start resonating in Seraphine. You know, that is her ability. At the same time, while this voice starts growing and growing, you have Mundo attacking the laboratory because he wants to steal the technology. So he attacks the laboratory, he makes a mess. In the meantime, we have Lyrian. He's hearing the voices resonating in Seraphine. If you know Lyrian's skin, the ruby one, you know it's really messy, shabby. So you don't expect him to be a proper Time Lord. When the music stops, he wants to bring it back, so he messes with time, and you have all the present people being teleported in the past. At the same time, you have people from another dimension being teleported to Piltover. Then of course you have Bard, which is another main protagonist in this series. If you know Bard, like, he listens to the cosmic background noises. So of course this loud disaster is really loud. So yeah, he's drawn here to try to fix the anomaly, and that's it. As new mechanics, you have techs, you have 3 types of technologies. You have item manipulation, which is the first one. The second one is the biome manipulation, and the third one, time manipulation. These are called tech trees, kind of like in Civilization series of video games. So each tech tree consists of 3 levels of research, which can be acquired through knowledge. It's like knowledge is a new currency, which is really important in the set to purchase or to unlock the technologies. And you can get knowledge by playing certain traits, academic, artificial, or mad scientist, but we will see more of that later. Or you can just spend gold. 1 gold equals 1 knowledge. So each game, there's like a pool of technologies, and you will get to pick a random one. You can buy techs throughout the game, you can use them throughout the game, even during the fight. They do not consume item slots, they're separate. This is a little graphic I made. I hope you can appreciate it, because I'm not a graphic. I spent a lot of time doing this and I almost became crazy. On the left you have the tech trees, so you will have a separate space for the tech bench above them, and then you can see the little graphic telling you to buy knowledge for gold. The time tech you cannot unlock until you have Bard. We'll see more of that later. I don't know, it looks pretty clean to me, and as I mentioned before, you can unlock not only by buying gold but also by playing academic, which is for example Ari, Mad Scientist Singe, Artificer, Jace. So let's jump to the first tech, which is the item manipulation tree. So you can buy knowledge towards the item manipulation tree by playing academics, which reward knowledge which is randomly distributed among item and bio manipulation trees. Or you can just play artificers, which only make you progress in this particular tree. Item text effects only last 1 turn. You will get a random first level, a random second level, and a random third level, which is actually only 1 for the third level. Let's see the X-Tech shield, the first one. You can shield a unit for some damage. You can use these mid-fights, like if a unit is about to die, you can just shield them. The second one is the X-Tech Medikit. You use it and after 4 seconds you will heal the unit. There's a delay because I think it will be too much powerful to straight up heal the unit. So this requires a bit of game knowledge. The third one is the X-Tech Sash. It just gives immunity to CC for some seconds. And then we have the last one, which is the X-Tech Mirror. So you start the game with the item manipulation tree open, level 1, 0 out of 3 knowledge. You can hover over the item text, you will see which is your first level tech, which is any of these, the shield, the medikit, or the sash. In this case, you see that it is a sash. You notice that so many players have, I will say, quite strong early game CC units, so you decide to invest 3 gold, or you can just play Artificial or Academics, to unlock the X-Tech Sash. Now, you can just protect your damage dealer from CC for 4 seconds, and you will also get to see the second level tech. Let's make it for this game a medikit. So now it's your call if you want to invest more gold or more units to buy the medikit. Maybe if you want to win streak, that is a good idea. Or maybe you just want to level up to play a stronger board. That's your decision. The third level tech will always be the Mirror, which is a powerful late game unit because it allows you to dodge Shrouds, Defiers, and just bad positioning. Mirror allows you to flip your board horizontally. A lot of times, many comps revolves around playing on the side. I kinda miss having your units scattered around the board, like even in the center. So in this set you will see a lot of people targeting the farthest unit. I think this set will bring back the fact that if you want to protect your carry, you have to place it in the middle. The second tech is the bio manipulation. It's the same thing as before, you can unlock it by playing academics, or you can just play Mad Scientist, which only rewards you knowledge to be invested in the biomanipulation tree automatically. Biotechs are permanent. You have the BFP, Chain Essence, Bad Juice, the Rod Tablet. Please do not mind the names, I know they're bad, but they're funny, they're silly. Then you have the Clock Capsule, the Bow Vaccine, the glove, those, the tier potion, the polymorph cube. The polymorph cube is the 3rd level technology. So basically, biotechs of the 1st and 2nd level, they enhance permanently a stat. This is like giving your unit an item, a really strong version of the item, without actually consuming item slots. So the 3rd level tech is the polymorph cube. It is extremely powerful because you can use it on a unit to transform it into any other unit of the same cost. When you use it, a list of all available units will pop off and you can just choose from it. This is useful, for example, if you're playing a rival composition, you hit level 7, you need a 5 cost to round up your composition, but it's really hard to find it at level 7 because you only have 1% possibility to find it. So instead of rolling down your gold, you can just use this technology. It only costs 24 knowledge to unlock it, and then you find a random 5 cost unit. You can just reroll this unit with the polymorph group and find the unit that you need. We will go through the last manipulation, which is the time manipulation. To unlock it, you need to have a bard, either on your bench or on your board. If you're playing bard, his wanderer traits will let you collect knowledge while playing, and this knowledge will be automatically invested in the time manipulation tree. Or as always, you can just play academics and then invest the points in the time manipulation tree. There are only 3 time techs in the game, 1 for each level. Their effects only last 1 turn, and only 1 time tech can be used per turn. They are extremely powerful. The time warp is like playing adept from set 4 for 5. It reduces the attack speed of your enemies. As a countermeasure, the 2nd level is the same time warp technology, but it increases the speed of your units. So lastly, you have Rewind, which is the most powerful tech in the game. You use it on a unit, you place it in a time bubble for 4 seconds. When the bubble pops, the unit is brought back to the same condition as it was 4 seconds earlier. You can make your carry cast twice. You can use just the bubble a moment before your unit is casting, so that 4 seconds later the unit will be back at the same mana, same position, same health, and it will just cast for a 2nd time. Or you can use it on your carry before being annihilated by the enemy. This way your enemy will cast their ability, your unit will be dead, and 4 seconds later your unit will be brought back, full HP, same position. Let's go through some of the origins. First one is academic. You have 1 cost Blood, 2 cost Ari, 2 cost Echo, 3 cost Darius, and 4 cost Fiora. At the end of each player combat, you obtain a copy of Rise's coursebook containing knowledge. Knowledge is randomly distributed among the available texts. So if you don't have a bard, you only have the item and biomanipulation tree open, knowledge will be distributed among them. If you maybe have closed them already, you only have the time manipulation open, it will be distributed only to the time manipulation. Alternate. So you only need 3 alternate to make it active. When active, alternate champions share the same mana pool. Each champion contributes to gaining mana, and all champions cast their ultimate at the same time. Mana gaining items become unique among all alternate champions. So this means you cannot put 2 blue buff or 2 Shojins on your alternates, that would be too much power. So if you're playing 3 alternates, each of them only needs to build 50 mana, because the shared mana pool is 150, so they will cast a lot. If you're playing all 5 alternates, they only need to build 30 mana each. Alternate champions are Lulu, 1 cost, 2 cost Mira, 3 cost Rumble, 4 cost Nasus, and 5 cost Gwen. So I feel like this is an extremely powerful comp to support an actual carry, because they're not really carries. Maybe you can make Rumble work as a carry, I don't know, we will see more of that when I show you the champions. You have Armored. I wanted to give you something new, different from Knights or Ironclad. So Armored makes all allies block 40% of damage from incoming basic attacks for a few seconds. So I feel like this is powerful both early games, extremely powerful, or even late game if you're trying to counter an AD champion. The drawback is, of course, this is an early game comp, because you have a 1 cost Pantheon, 2 cost Jace, and a 4 cost Ramos. Then we have Chemtech. This is the first comp that can use spatula items, which is a spatula plus belt. Chem tank champions have bonus attack damage and attack speed. So this is a straight up steroid. You have Singe, 1 cost unit, Warwick 2 cost, Urgot 3 cost, Tryndamere 4 cost, and Doug 5 cost. In this comp, your carry might be Warwick reroll, but I feel like Tryndamere is a much valuable carry. Creature is an early game trait. As you can see by the units, you have 2 1 cost, Kog'Maw and Renekton. You have 2 2 cost, Amumu and Nocturne. You have Galio 3 cost and Orianna 4 cost. Creatures are immune to attack speed debuffs, and when their health first drop below 50%, they lose components in the form of a turret, which is deployed next to them, kind of like Heimerdinger in Set 5. The turret's health and attack damage are a portion of the creature they originate from. They're not really strong, as stats like, but you know how much time Heimerdinger can buy just by deploying the turret. So imagine having like 5 turrets on your board. I actually think this is a very versatile comp. You can make Kog'Maw work like set 2. I actually didn't play set 2, it was the only one I didn't play, but I think you can make it work, right? You can play around Mumu, you can play around Nocturne reroll, and Orianna is just an extremely powerful and versatile champion. Digital benefits from the spot items with a tier. So digital champions need time to boot up. They start the combat with 40% less armor, magic resist, attack damage and ability power. They gradually recover those stats every second for 6 seconds. When loading is finished, they gain bonus attack damage and ability power. This is one of the few traits with a drawback. You wanna invest in time, in the sense that if you can survive for the first 6 seconds, you have some units which are extremely powerful and can carry the team fight. Your digital champions are Corki and Riven 1 cost, 2 cost you have Yasuo, as a 3 cost you have Brand and Malzahar, 4 cost Kai'Sa, 5 cost Caitlyn. You can play around Corki, you can play around Yasuo, you can play around Brand, you can play around Kai'Sa, and you can play around Caitlyn. X-Pirate is based on the pirates from set 1 and Space Pirates from set 3, so they basically do the same thing. Whenever X-Pirate kills a unit, there is a chance to drop extra loot. With 2 X-Pirates you have 50% chance for 1 gold, 10% for an XM item level 1. If you are playing 3 X-Pirates you have 50% chance for 1 gold, 10% chance for XM item level 1, and 15% chance for XM item level 2. Your X-Pirates are Garen, 2 cost units, you have Ed as a 4 cost unit and Jax as a 5 cost carry. This is our first unique trait, which is Inspiration. It belongs to Seraphine. So at the start of the combat, Inspiration champions empower allies in all adjacent So at the start of combat, Inspiration champions empower allies in all adjacent axes, shielding them for 500 damage and granting them 50 bonus ability power and 1 extra range until their shield is broken. Is this broken? I don't know. I feel like this is a really strong support unit, kind of like Janna was in season 3.5. Phase shifted. So as an innate ability, phase shifted champions start combat at full mana. Phase shifted gain bonus mana from attacks. So this is like Robot from set 1 and 3, plus Elementalist from set 1. So as a 1 cost you have Heimerdinger, 2 cost you have Blith, 3 cost you have Theron, 4 cost you have Mundo. Preserver is probably my favorite trait. I wanted to base this set around a new mech. I really thought it would be cool if Skarner is a new mech and if Skarner is trying to protect the desert from these invaders who are trying to harvest the crystals, and this is like the origin of the set. So when a preserver loses 50% of his health, sinks into Ring of Sand. When all 3 preservers are sunken, Skarner erupts from below the enemy unit, which is the closest to the last sunken preserver, and impales this unit. Skarner has the combined preserver's remaining health, attack damage and traits, as well as 3 random items from among them. If your enemy already completed researching the item manipulation tree, Skarner is enraged is Beast, so it will spawn with the exoskeleton, which is equal to 30% max health. So this is a mixture of Abomination and of course mech, but it's like a reverse mech, because the mech, you already had a mech at the start of the combat. Now you have it at the end of combat. So you might want to think about how to position your preserver. You want to put them in the front line so that they die first and you have scanner early, or you want to put them in the back, maybe Janna because she is a great support, or maybe you're playing around Rengar or Seraph, I don't know. I feel like this leaves you many options. Survivor is based on the Omega Squad skin line. Whenever an ally dies, Survivor heal themselves and they gain bonus armor and magic resist. When a Survivor is the last friendly unit standing, it fully restores its health. So once again, you wanna play so that one of your Survivor is the carry and he is the last surviving unit, so that it will be very tanky. Or maybe you just wanna play Survivor to gain time for your actual carry to put up. I don't know, but you can see that all of them are squishy units. You have Fizz 1 cost, Tristana and Twitch 3 cost, Teemo 4 cost and Viger 5 cost. So this is a way of having your carry more tanky. Wanderer belongs to Bard. It is an innate trait, a unique trait. Wanderers stroll around the board to collect ancient chimes. Chimes appear on random axes, they restore 20 mana upon collection, and they grant 1 knowledge, which is automatically invested in time manipulation tree. Wanderers are immune to movement impairing effects, but they can't basic attack. So basically this is like Aurelion Soul from Sat 3, but instead your Bard will be moving towards Chimes to collect them. Bard is a legendary unit, and as we will see, you do not just want Bard to be on your bench to unlock the time manipulation tree. You might want to play it because it's extremely powerful. Then we have Warlock. Warlock have bonus ability power based on acquired knowledge, which is capped at 72 knowledge if you have all 3 techs fully researched. With 2 Warlock you have 70% knowledge as bonus AP. For Warlock you have 160% knowledge as bonus AP. For this trait I wanted to have something similar to Spellweaver, but this involves also the mechanic of the set, which are technologies, so you want to invest in technology to have your Warlocks deal more damage. The last origin is Wraith, which also benefit from spot items with the glove. After their death, Wraiths cleanse all crowd control effects and continue fighting for a duration. This is way scarier than Revenant, because this is not a free GA. For these seconds you cannot kill them for a second time. They will be there, they will be not crowd controlled, they will be dealing damage. So you will have an army of undead Wraiths dealing damage. You have Katarina and Zed as 1 cost, Draven as 2 cost, Sedge and Victor as 3 cost, and Soraka as 4 cost. Once again, this is a versatile composition. You can carry Zed, you can carry Kata maybe? You can definitely carry Victor, and yeah, that's it. Now it's time for the classes review. We have Artificer. At the end of each player combat, you obtain knowledge toward the item manipulation tree. You can just play 1 Artificer, it will give you 1 knowledge. You can just play 2 for 2 knowledge or 3 for 4 knowledge. You have Heimerdinger, 1 cost, Jace 2 cost and Victor 3 cost. If you want something direct, you just do it yourself, right? Then you have Brawlers, which is a quintessential TFT. They're basically in every set, and they are the exact thing as set 3, I guess. They just gain additional max health. They are the classic 1, 2, 3, 4 cost composition. You have Pantheon, Blade, Urgot and Nasus. So upon dying, Calamity scores enemies within 1x, reducing their armor and magic resistance, and they inflict true damage to their killer. Do not mind the second part of the description because it's a repetition. You might just go YOLO and play 4 Calamities and like, imagine an enemy Caitlyn sniping all 4 of your Calamities, she will just die, she will commit seppuku. So once again, this comp leaves the option for positioning. You might want to position Calamities in the back to deal with Infiltrator, Stalkers, You might want to position them in the front to deal with a beefy front line. You might want to position them next to the enemy carry so that he would just die. We have Cut Masters, which are inspired by Blade Masters from set 3. They build spot items with a sword, so Cut Masters' basic attacks have a chance to cut their target, make it bleed, inflicting true damage equals to 25% maximum health over 10 seconds. If the target is already bleeding, each successive cut deals 175% damage and also grants 50% attack speeds, up to 8 stacks. So this is also like Duelist from set 4. So you'll basically have all these units needing to proc your Cutmaster trait twice. The first one to make it bleed, the second one to start stacking. Your Cutmasters are Riven, Garen and Yasuo 2 cost units, Darius 3 cost, Fiora 4 cost, Tryndamere 4 cost, and Gwen. Carries in this composition, I think you can make it work with anyone. Of course, some of them are not damage oriented, they're more like supporting units. Deadeye, every first other attack on a new target and every fourth other attack on the same target, they score a headshot, which means they deal bonus true damage equals to a percentage of their attack damage, and they also can critically hit. This is based on the Caitlyn ability, the headshot. By going full Deadeye, I think you have the possibility of one-tapping your enemies if they are weak enough. You can also play around Ezreal, being an ex-pirate farming you items. You can play around Tristana being survivor, being tanky carry. You can just play around Caitlyn. You buy your time to build up your digital trait, and then she will just one-tap everyone. Demo is like a nerf version of the set 3 Demolitionist. So you have damage from Demo spellcast stuns your target for a few seconds, only one per spellcast. You only have 3 Demo, you have Corki and Heimer 1 cost and Dix 3 cost. So instead of the Demos from set 3, this is a really early game trait and there is no Demo's path, so I think this will be powerful if you just want to play like Dix carry, maybe Corki carry. Artisan Explosion, it sure is, yeah. Then we have Energized, spot items with chain. There are a lot of Energized champions, but it is a 9 units trait. So you have Energized champions, start the combat with a shield. When their shield is destroyed, they instantly cast their ability. The spellcast is energized, having bonus ability power and dealing true damage. So once again, this opens possibility for positioning. You might want to play someone with a CC ability in the front, so that when the shield is popped, they will cast their ability and just see the enemy board. We see a lot of early game units, Renekton, Sindh, Vladimir, Garen and Jace, Rumble, but I feel like with this composition you really might want to play around Kai'Sa. You can play Kai'Sa with maybe 6 energized or 9 if you find a spot. You can play Kai'Sa with infiltrators, you can play Kai'Sa with digital, you can play Kai'Sa with preserver, you can play Kai'Sa in every single comp, I think. Gatekeeper. So at the start of combat, Gatekeepers grant damage reduction from incoming critical hits to adjacent allies standing behind them. So they will just give damage reduction from crits to 2 units. It's like a composition like this, triangular, and this looks like a late game flexible trait that you wanna put in if the enemy is playing IE or spell crit. So you have Galio and Sedge 3 cost, Ramos 4 cost and Zac 5 cost. Incognito. It is an innate trait, so at the start of combat, Incognito champions stealth and they cannot be targeted by enemies for a duration. Your Incognito champions are Twitch, Teemo and Shaco. You can carry Twitch, you can carry Teemo, you can carry Shaco, definitely carry Shaco. This will allow your carry to just go ham for the first 6 seconds and then it will get targeted. This will also give backline access to Twitch. He is a Stalker, we will see what Stalker do later, but you can just play Twitch in the front line. Infiltrator is the second trait we are bringing back, the same as it was, just nostalgic TFT, kind of like Roller, and we will see Mystics. So at the start of combat, infiltrators move to the enemy's backline and gain attack speed for 5 seconds, which refreshes on takedown. I think I nerfed it compared to set 3. It was 6 seconds and not 5, and the bonus was 75 and 120. Intellectual, we can build intellectual spot with the rod. They cast their spells towards multiple enemies at the same time. The extra spells have modified spell power. Not otherwise specified, the extra targets will be the farthest enemies. You think you're clever, but think again. So imagine like Harry shooting a ball twice in 2 different directions, or maybe 3 times at the same time. In this trait there are plenty of carry. You can carry Lulu, you can carry Berend, you can carry Victor, you can carry Xerath and Vigor. Mad Scientist is the trait that lets you build knowledge toward the biomanipulation tree. It's the same as Artificer, so you have 1 knowledge if you're playing 1 Mad Scientist, 2 knowledge for 2, and 4 knowledge for 3 Mad Scientists. Of course, I reference Professor Farnsworth, and you have Singe, you have Styx, and Mundo. Mystics is a classic TFT because it's a returning trait every set. All allies gain magic resist, with Janna 2 cost, Ziran 3 cost, Raka 4 cost, and Bard, legendary unit. Sabo. Saboteur's basic attacks have a chance to prevent the enemy champion from gaining mana for 3 seconds. This has a cooldown of 6 seconds, and these are the chances. So I wanted to bring back the mechanic that was in set 1, the Hush, the item that was silencing the enemy champion. And yeah, this is a different mechanic apart from poison from the Shroud to prevent your enemy champion to build mana. Shatterer's basic attacks shred the target's magic resist for 3 seconds, stacking up to 6 times. Until your Shatterers are auto-attacking your enemy, they will shred their magic resist. If they stop for any reason, maybe because they are CC'd, they will get their magic resist back. So you might wanna play your Shatterers in AP composition. You might wanna have your Shatterers shred your enemy magic resist before your units actually ult. The last trait is Stalker. They have spot items with a cloak. Stalker spells target the enemy with the lowest max health. After casting, Stalkers will lock onto their prey, dealing bonus damage with basic attacks and spell. So this is a trait to have access to the enemy backline. Your units will target the squishiest enemy, and if they're not dead, they will just continue attacking him until he's dead. 7 Stalkers is extremely powerful because the bonus is so high that your units will basically two-shot your enemy. So of course this needs some balancing because Jax is a war machine. He will just shoot at the enemies. We just cast, auto, dead, cast, auto, dead. So I don't know if the damage is too high, too low, but this is a custom set, so take everything with a grain of salt. We cannot play this set, so if something seems to you extremely unbalanced, deal with it. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. This is just my opinion, this is just the way I constructed this set. So I will follow up with a second video showing all champions, their stats and their abilities. I'll give you a preview, for example, Corki, it's a digital demolitionist. His ability is Easy League Ultimate. He fires a missile towards the farthest enemy, exploding upon the first enemy hit and dealing magic damage. So you see all the stats, you see you have 0 out of 40 mana, so that's it. You will see more of these in the next video. If you liked it, just stick around because the next video will come soon, I guess. And then I will send it to Mordok because I know he's doing custom set reviews. I don't know if he's still doing this, but I don't know, I invested so much time in this that it's worth a shot. Thanks for watching, goodbye. I need a coffee.